or to power the fans.
Ah, we are going live. We're live. There's your picture.
Great.
And I got to put my glasses on so I can actually see the comments. That would be nice. And we're waiting for friends, that's all. Oh, Saroja's here. Saroja was first, and Book Lover was second. And Bethany's third.
Hello.
And rounding out the top four is Cap, who says hello. And Celestial Moon is 5, and Coral Creates is 6, and now everyone's joining.
Hello, everybody.
Good morning. Who are you painting? So why don't we talk about that and your paper choices and your art, whatever you're doing, all the things.
All of those questions just came in.
Just go.
I'm painting a person on paper. That is my choice.
Similar to the hair journal you kind of got, and it's on an end of the Arches paper. Is it cold press or hot press?
Yes.
You're making this painful today. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm trying. He's not making it easy. And are you using watercolor or gouache today, dearest?
Gouache.
Love of my life. Gouache. And why did you choose gouache?
Because I was in the mood.
So it's a mood thing. Okay. Now that we've gone over the particulars. Oh, Mark's here. Says, hello, it's been a while. How are you?
Hello.
Hope you have a cheerful day. Will you do a 2000s alphabet?
I don't think so. I was going to do the 70s and then 2000s, but I just don't think I will have the time to.
Let's see. All right. Let's see. It's really hot in Egypt and the lights are about to go out. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Blow dryer.
Oh, hold on. Go ahead. Aw, that's cute. Liquid Cat, you should check out It's Plastic Free July. They have a lot of ideas. You might poke around their website and that might give you some ideas about a title. Little Shop by the Sea says hi from England.
Hello.
I was just rewatching the 90s alphabet and the notification for your live popped up.
Oh, that's great.
Let's see. Lots of hellos. And
how was everybody's Wednesday so far?
Well, I've been busy. I've already been out and about twice. So I went to the post office and delivered more orders this morning. And then I went to Whole Foods this morning.
Donna and Bethany are almost all caught up with the
orders. We are, you guys. Oh, man. It's a thing. We've already gotten a couple back in the mail, so make sure your addresses are correct.
Double check your addresses.
Pretty
don't forget your apartment numbers.
Oh, my goodness gracious, please don't. Because then it won't be delivered. And if you're overseas and it's vacation time for all of you in Europe, please make sure someone can pick up your package. Oh, Leon's kiddo isn't feeling well. Oh. And they're working from home with him there. We hope he feels better. Art Chronicles says it's 4 o'clock here in South Africa. I love how you paint hair. So excited to be here to see the process.
Thank you. I have been trying to figure out how I'm going to do this in gouache. I know how I would do it in watercolors, but I have not figured it out in gouache. I think I'm going to take a colored pencil first and kind of figure it out.
The first Animal Crackers is on Netflix.
Only Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Blow dryer.
1 second, please. Okay. Well, all I can tell you is the Book Lover is the first name that popped up in the chat for me. Book Lover thought they were first. Yeah. What gouache do you use?
I like Winsor & Newton.
Hunter Does Art says, hi, just wanted to say I really appreciate all you do. You inspire me a lot.
Thank you very much.
Sora loves that facial expression. It looks awesome in your style.
Thank you. It was really kind of fun. It's fun to do different expressions from time to time, you know?
Zara says, how are you? I missed entering your lives. I had exams the last couple of weeks, and that's why I couldn't join.
Well, welcome back. I'm happy you're here.
It is 9:05 a.m. We are in the Central Time Zone.
Time for a flat brush.
Colleen says, yay, a spoonful of Scott and Donna to start the day. Love her facial expression.
Thank you, Colleen.
We're happy you're here, Colleen. Let's see. We have a Fiber and Brimstone in the chat.
Hey, Ellen.
Athena would like to know how we are doing.
We're doing okay. Just, it's a big week for us, so we're hoping that things happen that are supposed to happen this week, so.
They would like to see the photo reference that you are using.
Oh, let me get it out.
Purple Things is Wednesday is going well. How about you?
So far, so good. This is the photo reference.
Little Shop by the Sea said, my day has been so fun. I went on a treasure hunt around my city and went shopping too.
Oh, that's great.
The nose wrinkles are beautifully done, says Andy. And Kimiatsu says, I ordered a watercolor book on Amazon Prime today.
Oh, good.
That's very exciting. Pugria says, how do you blend colors?
It really depends on the medium. I've got videos on watercolors, gouache, and markers and colored pencils. So depending on what medium, I would go watch one of those videos.
Let's see. Do you regularly buy original art from other artists?
Not regularly, no.
We do have a bunch.
I do have a bunch. I did buy some back when we had a little bit of money when we were making animal crackers. Unfortunately, they're all sitting in a drawer. It's one thing to buy them; it's another thing to be able to frame them, because framing is sometimes
expensive.
more expensive than the art.
Piece, yeah. Oh, Hudson says, I think my posters are coming in tomorrow. I can't wait. I got the Guild and the Alliance.
Oh, that's great. All right, I'm gonna leave this part for now. Let me blow dry it.
Okay, you have to give me a second to hit the blow dry button, but go ahead. If you put a comment in, I will do my best to read it. What mystic or legendary character do you love the most?
I've always liked centaurs.
Sushmita says, this gouache style looks different for some reason. Is it just me or does it look more realistic?
I think it is. I think I haven't put in all the fun splats and whatever, and I might do that later on. But just right now, I'm just kind of just playing around.
Sketch Fusion would like to know what you think about the grid method.
It's wonderful. I used it all the time in high school.
Hey, Kermito's here. Says, good morning. Currently painting a giant poster for my work in progress novel. Look at you go, kid. Look at you go. Good for you. Happy birthday, Diana. How do you express emotions in your painting?
By finding a photo reference with someone with an emotion. That's the best way. You can come up with your own kind of emotions, and I would say to do that, it would probably be good to get a mirror and look at yourself.
Oh, you used to do that.
Yeah, animators do that all the time.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, where are we? Ooh. Ellen is working from a cute coffee shop / deli / grocery today. How fun is that? Let's see. My Wednesday is going good. So close to finishing my crochet project. That's Abigail.
Oh, that's cool, Abigail.
Hello from Scotland, where it currently feels like winter for some reason. Boy, do I wish I was there. It is hotter than Hades here, let me tell you. And humid and yucky. Lynn doesn't exist, has never been to Alive, but has been painting all morning, so thought I'd join. Glad to catch you.
Welcome.
Well, we're happy you're painting along with Scott. Let's see. Lily says good morning.
Good morning.
Froggy Mop, it's the first time they've been able to catch Alive since they're not usually awake this early. They say your art is so inspiring to them.
Thank you.
Let's see. Dalton finished drawing a colored pencil portrait of Popeye.
Oh, that's great.
Kate wants to know if you plan to attempt the 70s alphabet again.
No, I don't. Not currently. Right now, we are still in pre-production on Animal Crackers, and
2.
yeah, and we things might start getting busier, not less busy. So that's.
Are you going abroad on vacation this year? Unfortunately, no.
No, we might be going abroad on work.
But not vacation. Crossing fingers for work.
Yeah.
Oh, Coral says my posters are coming sometime before 11 a.m. today. I'm so excited for them.
Oh, that's great.
Let us know that you got them okay. We're excited. It feels like we've rolled 487,625 posters. But we're super excited you guys are getting them finally, because it's been a lot, and I'm sorry it's taken us so long to get them out, but
We were not expecting.
yeah, you guys really were liking that. So
Yeah.
we've been working all day, every day, except Sundays and the 4th of July. Since July 1st, we've been working. So if that tells you anything, today's the 17th, so it's been a lot, and I could not have done this without Bethany. What kind of paper should Name Sensor use for alcohol markers?
I like the Ohuhu's marker paper. I thought that was really good, but you can always use Bristol paper too.
Mallory would like to know if you ever have art block.
Yeah, I made a short on that. What can artists do when they face art block? It happens to everybody. Blow dryer.
Hold on. Go ahead. We are almost there. We think we'll be caught up by tomorrow for sure. Ugh, Jenny, that's terrible. Still, that's a long time for people to be without power, but I'm glad you're doing better. Okay. This one, Glax Me Sunshine. Whoa, using a blow dryer to dry the painting. First time seeing that.
Oh gosh, that's the only way to go. All right, so let's figure out the shape. So now I'm going to start thinking of...
Hey, Cookie's back and says, I'm going home today from a few days trip. I will have this live to watch for the bus.
Oh, that's great.
Yay.
So I'm going to start thinking of the hair as ribbons, as three-dimensional things.
And Zara says, love you guys, with that little emoji that goes like this. The little, the hands
Yeah.
with the heart.
We love you too.
I want to draw on my Arches paper, but I'm scared I'm going to ruin it, says Nick.
You are. So now that you know you're going to ruin it, go ahead and do it. It's just paper.
Mm-hmm. When someone watches Animal Crackers on Netflix, do you get like a commission pay, or how does that work?
No. It's good for us in that,
They do it by views.
yeah, hopefully, the more people watch it, when we go to approach them for Animal Crackers 2, they'll be like, are you kidding me? This is our best, most viewed show, and We'd love it. Here's all the money.
Yeah.
That's what we'd like. So yeah, the more you guys view Animal Crackers 1, the better it is.
Just helps us like get them to take the next film.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, we like that you like it. So, maybe you can make the air turn into bubbles around her hair. Or maybe that was to make the hair turn into bubbles.
Oh, okay.
They wrote air, but I'm thinking it's hair. There was somebody that, and I know it's not Arch's paper, but there was somebody who had a new notebook and they just took a pen and they literally scribbled all on the very front page of their new notebook. And they went, well, it's not new anymore. And so now I can do whatever I want in it. Maybe that'll help. I mean, don't ruin a whole piece of Arch's paper, but I don't know, maybe a corner or the backside. Let's see. My exams are going on, but I feel this live is unmissable.
Oh.
Thanks for creating such good content. Any plans for the week? Yes, we're shipping. That is the only plan.
I've been signing.
Yep. He's been doing a very good job all by himself because I have not been here. And he's been laying out all the posters himself and signing them all himself. He's been a good boy. I'll pat you on the head later.
I did it.
Yeah. Where do you get your reference?
There is a link on my website or lots of links on my website under art resources or under resources. But I get them from a bunch of different places. This particular one was from ArtStation.
What is your favorite art gallery that you've been to?
We haven't really been to too many art galleries, have we?
Not galleries, museums.
I liked, what was it, the Hunter Museum?
Yeah, that was
In,
nice. They have
Chattanooga?
they have great rotating exhibits. I like that one too. Yeah. I actually enjoyed their exhibits more than the Frist.
Yeah.
We want to go back to the Met. We want to go to the Chicago Art Institute. They have a couple of installations of paintings there we really want to see. We want to see, babe, what's that one in London we want to go to?
The Tate and the Royal Gallery.
Yeah. No, the Tate is the modern art one. You didn't want to go to that one.
Okay.
It's just the
Royal Gallery?
Yeah, the National Gallery, I think
National
it is.
Gallery?
Yeah. And then someone owes me the Musée d'Orsay in Paris.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
And then I wouldn't know. What was that other one we wanted to go to? There's another one. I specifically want to go. I can't remember the name of it, but there's a museum in Hamburg, Germany that has Wander Above a Sea of Fog, the Caspar David Friedrich painting I really love. So we have to go to Hamburg to see that. Oh, and then we want to do the Mucha exhibit in Prague. We wanted to do the Mucha Museum. So there's a lot of places we want to go, not necessarily galleries, but probably more museums.
All right, so you guys can see I'm figuring out the flow of the hair here.
We can't see any farther up. There you go.
So that way I'm doing it with pencils. So that way I can kind of get a better idea, like shadow's going to be here.
Zoom out a little bit. There you go.
Yeah, go like this. And then I can kind of come in and do that with the...
Now, why are you using pencil for that? Is that going to not show through?
Yeah, I'll paint over it. But it's
Okay.
easier for me to visually think
Okay.
and kind of work out where all this is than it would be with paintbrush.
Okay.
Now, there are artists who I'm sure could do it with a paintbrush, but it's just for me, this is something I normally do with my pen, and I normally do this with watercolor and ink. I don't do this with gouache, and since I'm really out of practice with gouache, it's just easier for me to push a pencil than it is to pull a paintbrush.
What does that mean?
You push a paintbrush, you push a pencil, you pull a paintbrush.
Huh.
That's the hardest thing to learn
Huh.
when you're switching from drawing to painting.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's why I avoided it all those years in college and whatnot.
Huh. So it's an opposite movement.
Yeah. Okay.
Donna's taking notes.
Let's give it a shot.
Lily just watched Animal Crackers yesterday. It was so cute.
Oh, thank you.
Joe, gaming cars. What are the best types of materials for a person on a budget?
Pencil and paper.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I scrolled out so we could see more of what you were doing. So I'm going to zoom back in, guys, so you can see the close up of what we're doing now. So there we go. Scott is using a remnant of Arches paper, and it is 7 inches wide and 30 inches long, or tall.
Yeah, I have not. This is just an extra piece from when I cut up the guild.
Oh, Logical says, got my posters yesterday. They are fantastic. Since it's hard to find 11 by 30 and 11 by 20 frames, my dad and I are going to make custom ones.
Oh, that's great.
That's
yeah,
so
I prefer these unique shapes, but it does make
framing interesting.
Framing it very difficult.
Glex Me Sunshine says, this is my first time joining a live, and I want to say you inspired me to keep on trying even when I feel like my art doesn't seem so great sometimes.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad to hear that. And welcome.
Lots of people are getting their posters in, which is fantastic. I'm super glad about that. That just means that the post office is finally doing their job. It has been an uphill battle for those people. My local post office had not had solid internet since last Tuesday.
They got hacked or something? Is that
Their
what happened,
internet went down, and they have had people there doing repairs like every day, and they have to download a bunch of stuff at night. They're trying to upgrade software. Maybe they did get hacked. I don't know, but they have had nothing but trouble. So the fact that things are getting out and moving is fantastic, and I know they're doing a great job. So my hat is off to the postal people. So big time. Scott has drawn me so many times.
Yeah, I posted or I reposted a short on that if you want to see.
Yeah. Esha draws. I have been having a weird type of art block that I haven't had before. I start a bunch of drawings, but then I just don't finish them. Any advice?
Yeah, try doing smaller pieces. Don't do a big one. Just do something that is going to take you an hour. And if you can't finish that, then try something that's going to take you half an hour. And if you can't finish that, do a 20-minute one. But find that sweet spot where you can start and finish a piece. I mean, I've got a series where a playlist for 1-minute figure drawing. So I've got and then I've got the Draw Everything Every Day playlist where you can it'll take you 15 minutes to do something. But try that. Get comfortable with seeing your work as practice, not trying to create the Mona Lisa. You're practicing. This is practice. I'm not creating works of art that are going to go into a gallery. I'm just practicing. Start thinking like that. Blow dryer.
Okay, hold on. There you go. We do not go live every day. We are live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Central Time. So, welcome, Lofi. We're happy you're here. This is just a piece of photo reference that Scott found.
I purchased.
Purchased.
Did you take me off the...
I did.
Okay.
Pink Frog, there is a video on facial structure. I don't think you've done a video on hands.
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
Short.
Okay. There's a short on hands, and then
But there's a video just how to draw people, and I
Yep.
think that has a compilation of all of my shorts. And then there's one specifically on eyes, a video on eyes.
Scott is using Arches paper. I like art and chicken. Says, hey Scott, I'm painting a picture of Doc and Marty from Back to the Future, and it's coming out great. I've gotten a lot of inspiration from many of your pieces and tutorials.
That's fantastic. Oh, I'm sorry. Great Scott.
Sketch Fusion says, when I try to add emotions in my drawings, I end up making a whole new person.
Yeah, it's going to happen if you're drawing out of your head. Get reference. If you have reference of the same person with different emotions, then that person's going to look the same. That's what professionals do. If you look at Norman Rockwell, would hire his local residents, people from his church and whatnot. If you look at Alex Ross, when he did Superman and Batman and Spider-Man, he would hire people who look like those characters and have them dress up and pose for all of the different positions and scenes that he would need them for. So that way you would get your consistency. You're going to get your consistency from your reference.
Let's see. Colleen recommends the Rijks Museum in Amsterdam and loved it there. Van Gogh Museum in the Netherlands also.
That would be fun.
We just need to go everywhere.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on AI art?
Well, it's not art. It's just AI generated images. And
And theft.
yeah, it's just... it would have been really smart for them to have marketed it to artists as a way for us to get inspiration. So we could plug in some prompts and get some inspiration back. And that would be all it would be. But instead they decided to market it to everybody and say, hey, you can make art now too. And that's just not true. You're not making art. You're just regurgitating other people's art. And anyways, so that's it. It's not art.
AI needs to be used, in my opinion, for things that are just so
Like
boring.
CEOs?
They're boring in life. They're things that humans should be allowed to be creative.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents on that. Let's see. Coral says, y'all are the best people for body doubling. I have beat ADHD, but only for this morning.
Oh.
You got to beat it back one day at a time, Coral. Oh, you guys are cute. Is that a community challenge to get animal crackers in the top 10?
Oh gosh, yeah, I'd
you guys
love
are
that.
funny.
We had a good run
We
at
did.
number 2 for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
When it first came out.
Yeah,
and,
we did.
I'd love to get it back there again, but
Yeah.
I've made a couple of videos once or twice, and it didn't really move the needle.
Yeah. Dwight says, a lot of artists around me improve really fast, and I'm starting to feel left out. I have a lot of art block, which doesn't really help. What should I do?
A lot of artists moved past me fast too. They got really good, and I didn't get any better. And now they're insurance salesmen. It's a long race, and the thing that separates the artists from the hobbyists is the passion. If you have the passion, and that you just like, don't look up, don't look at what other people are doing.
Don't
You have the
compare yourself.
passion to keep making art, to keep improving, to keep practicing, then in a
Consistency.
year, in 5 years, in 10 years, whatever it might be, you're going to see you're going to be making art still, and they're not because they don't have the passion. Now, woe unto you if you have friends who have passion and talent, because then you're always going to be looking at them going, darn it. And I have some friends like that too. They just keep getting better, and they keep, but I just try to be harder working than them. But, look, I think it's wonderful to have, like, I've got friends like Kim Diaz Home, who's just, I go, ah, I feel like everything he does is just magical. I've got so many friends who are so talented, and I think it's great to look up to them. I think it's great to even compare yourself a little bit to them. But just remember that you're making art for you, and you'll find your audience. But just be more passionate than your friends.
Okay. Rebecca says, I'm not exactly caught up with you guys. Do you have any more large painting projects planned?
No, no. I'm just currently we're working on our next film, and so that's really been my focus, I guess. But this one, this one's large. It's just not like a huge, not like the Guild or anything like that.
Let's see. What usually motivates you to draw and paint?
The biggest motivation is when I'm somewhere and I see something that I want to just sit and sketch, especially if I'm traveling.
Yeah, that drives you crazy. When you can't just sit and do that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, guys, I'm jumping around a little bit today. If you had a question and I missed it, because Scott's chatty, put it back in at the bottom and I'll try to get to it again. Let's see. He has tried digital art. Okay, what's the best pen for journaling? The pen that makes you want to write. So that's it. Let's see. I don't know where we're going to be in October, to be perfectly honest. Heck, I don't know where I'm going to be next week. Maybe I'll be in Timbuktu. Let's see, Jenny. Unfortunately, the tracking info on my poster says alert processing exception, regional weather delay, which I've never seen before, but happy to support you even if I never see them. Okay, so yeah, it's probably just going to sit for a while in the post office until the weather's
But at least you're
better.
getting updates. That's good.
Yeah, you are getting updates. A lot of times lately, what we have found too is that they sit in the system and it's moving to the next destination, but they're not scanning it and updating it for some reason. I think they're just short on people, so things are not getting scanned like they should. But
oh darn it! Just rested my hand on this spot.
That's not good. Scott, do you recommend creating a portfolio or should I wait till I have more experience in art?
It really depends on what level you're at, what grade you're in. A portfolio is never a bad thing. I mean, if you think about it, my social media is my portfolio. I could show people what I'm doing. So it's never a bad thing to have a portfolio because you're constantly updating it. But
I don't remember you ever putting together a specific portfolio unless you had something you were applying for.
Yeah,
like a job or
like
the comic
when
stuff.
we would go down to Comic-Con, I would
Yes.
bring my comic portfolio. When I went out to New York to go meet with TV Guide,
Yeah.
I brought my portfolio for that.
Yeah.
So you customize your portfolio to the job you want.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, you can. It's good practice to make a portfolio, but it is not necessary to learn. If you're just still learning, you don't need it. It's when you're shopping for work.
It depends on the medium. What medium are you asking? They want to know if you start with dark colors or light colors, and it's going to depend on the medium. So what medium is
Yeah.
that? And it's just a smiley face is your name. So.
It's different. It's different depending on the medium. And there's
Yeah.
there's videos on watercolor. There's videos on gouache, markers, colored pencils, and that will show you what
Yeah.
what direction.
Cookie's going to be staying with their grandma for a few days because their family's going on vacation and they didn't want to go. But they're going to go walk back home and check the mailbox for the posters.
Oh.
We love animals. Dogs, cats, tigers, lions, and bears. Absolutely. Snakes? No.
I don't mind snakes.
No, I don't like them. Who is this lady speaking? Well, it's me, of course. Let's see. Did you do a playlist on hair, drawing hair?
No, there's no playlist.
They're asking for
There's-
tips on drawing hair. Probably the hair journal would be the best thing to look
Well,
at.
but there's 3 shorts on hair. There's one on afro textured hair, one on just hair in general, and one on hair shapes.
Okay.
If you want to look them up.
Okay. So there we go.
Yeah, this so this is a little bit of the paper being a little temperamental. I don't know if you saw, but there was like spotting. See the spotting right here?
No, we can't really see that very well. Oh, no, pull it down. Pull it down towards you. There you go. Oh, what happened there?
It's just like it just didn't the paint didn't soak in. It just kind of was very watery, it seemed.
Watch your hand. See the edge of the painting?
Yeah.
You're smudging a little. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Do you have a video on skin shading and coloring?
I do. It's under shorts. There's skin, but if you look at any of the videos, whether it would be colored pencils, gouache, markers, or watercolors, you'll see me talking about skin in each of those as well.
Why don't you create a Skillshare class? Scott's been asked to create classes on multiple platforms,
Yeah,
but
I don't feel comfortable with that. Not morally, just like
it's not
being a
something he
teacher.
does. Yeah. Ryan's our resident teacher in the chat. Let's see. The first time I watched Animal Crackers, I didn't know it was yours, and I loved it.
Oh, thank you.
Let's see. Kim was and always will be a magician. I kind of feel that. Like when he draws, it's kind of magic watching stuff appear on paper, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it's like that whole...
There's no guides, there's no nothing.
No,
it's just...
there's no lines, there's no... obviously he's thinking about it, but it's just kind of like he dumps the ink on the page and then something appears. And it's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, he kind of, he's kind of got a little bit of a magician thing going on there. I agree. Okay. This is a photo reference that Scott found that he is turning into sort of a hair journalish kind of painting.
Yeah, this is just me doodling for fun. And I have another reference on the other end.
Biscuit Pippo says, as a constantly learning artist, my studies keep me quite occupied, but even during my studies, I always find myself doodling just so I can get a taste of art. Thank you for always staying passionate.
Oh, thank you. Blow dry.
Good for you, by the way. Wait. Go ahead. Yes, Google is good for references. There's a section on the website under resources that has links to Scott's photo reference, so you can check those out. Oh, no, you didn't. I didn't see the tea of the day. I haven't talked about it yet. I'm doing the Harrods Knightsbridge blend tea this morning. I needed strong and consistent flavor, so that is what we are doing. I am only on cup 2, but I have 3 and 4 in a to-go cup here, so. Thank you for asking. You are super good with hair. The way it transformed in front of my eyes, it felt like actual magic.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, Canned Water Productions is here and says hi.
Hello. Yeah, I'm still kind of feeling out how this hair is going to look. I want it to feel a little bit more graphical.
Yeah. It's looking more painterly right now, not as graphical.
Yeah, which is fine. It'll find its way. Whatever it's going to be, it's going to be. And
it's interesting to me that you say that with your art, because you're not like that in real life. You want to know like what's coming down the pipe next, and what's okay, what are we doing today? What's the schedule, and where are we going to go? And when
it's been a long, hard road in being okay with my art being whatever it's going to be. It because I took my art so seriously for so long, and now I am just
you're playing.
Yeah, I'm playing, and I think taking that
pressure
away really helps.
But I think I see a difference when you're doing something like this and when you're doing something like the Guild, where you're like, I want this to be perfect. I want this to be, you put a lot of pressure on yourself. But this, it just feels like you're playing and having fun with it.
Yeah.
Which is, it's honestly, it's kind of nice to see.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. When I'm doing something like the Guild, I'm excited to see it finished because I've put so much into it. Whereas there's this blasé feeling of, well, maybe I'll like it, maybe I won't, who cares? There's not as much
pressure.
Well, it's not as much pressure, but also there's not as much expectation, like excitement to see it come together. So, like I was going to work on it yesterday, and I was like, I'll save it for the live.
Yeah.
Whereas the Guild, I was just like, oh, I got to work on this some more. I want to work on this some more.
That's interesting to me because I would think that something like this, where there wasn't as much pressure, would be more fun.
No, because I could throw it away, so I don't want to spend any more time on it than I have to. I'm not putting any pressure on myself to do that.
Interesting. I'll learn something new every day.
Take just a second.
Okay, Biscuit Pippo would like to know how you describe the texture of gouache and what is the best way to layer it.
I mean, the texture can be thick, like painterly, like a Van Gogh, where you can see it physically if you paint that way. You could paint it like watercolor, where it's very watered down and you build it up in layers. If you feel this, you can't feel any texture. I painted this very watery, much like watercolors. But there have been some paintings where I've gone a lot thicker, and you could feel the texture. So really, that's what I like about gouache is you have that option. You could do the thick, very saturated, very blobby kind of. You can see the paint strokes, and then I have pieces where it's very watercolory.
I've been fortunate to see some of Bethany's works in progress while we've been shipping, and the difference between seeing how you paint with watercolors and gouache and seeing her oils, it's like night and day. Because the thickness of the oils on the canvas, like you can see the paint strokes that she does. You can see the actual how it attaches to the canvas. And it's so different. Like yours just sort of soaks into the paper, and it's like the oils sit on top of the canvas.
Yeah.
And it's just a different, but the paint strokes are completely different. It's really interesting to see the different mediums. Let's see. They got a Hemi gouache paint set because right after you said it looks like pudding. Hey, Lula's here from the Tea Foundry. Says, good morning. Feels like forever since I've been able to tune in.
Good morning.
You've been so busy. I hope you're having a wonderful summer and all of your shows are going super well. How do you get verified on our Discord? Well, here's the deal. We've been really, really busy doing the shipping. We will get around to the Discord server probably later this week to let people in, but you can go ahead and read the rules all the way to the very bottom. And then when we have a chance, we will let you into the server. Let's see. Do you have any favorite Paul Simon songs?
The only one I know offhand is "You Can Call Me Out."
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Where do I find good stencils for backgrounds at a fair price?
I put some on my art supplies list from
Recommended
Amazon.
art supplies.
Yeah, they're not the ones I use, but they look
Similar.
like decent ones, and they seem cheap.
Let's see. Nilnet says, "Hi, it's me, the insurance salesman, taking a day off to relax. I'll go buy some paper today." Ouch. Called out. Let's see. That tea was the exact answer I'd expect. Yeah, I just needed some consistency in my tea this morning. I was out the door before 8, so I needed to have a mug with me in the car. So, boy, howdy, the traffic was horrid this morning too.
It is every morning.
On the way to the post, it was no. It was. Anyway, I'll tell you later. But it was so far back, it was ridiculous. Let's see. Have you used Pinterest before?
Yeah, I mean, I posted my stuff on Pinterest, but I did that for a while. But I didn't really see. I don't like to just post my stuff just to post my stuff. I like to do it to interact with people, and I didn't really find it was good for interacting with people.
You guys always make me laugh. Not Bryn says, "I wish I had a question, but I don't. It's just so surreal having you guys read my comments out loud."
Aw.
Bet you didn't think I'd read that one, huh? You guys cracked me up. Still cracks me up after all this time. That's why we're here, to answer your questions, guys. You're super cute. Nam's Workshop. Hey, Scott, I'm starting out my art journey on YouTube. Do you have any tips for growth?
Be consistent. Post every day, and interact with the good people. Block the bad ones.
Yeah.
It's fun to cultivate. Cultivate your audience by talking to people, and I have 3 million followers across my socials, and I still try to like all of the comments if I can. I still, and when I like them, it's because I read them. So I'm still reading as many comments, thousands of comments a day, because I think it's important to see the feedback, and it's also important to interact in some way, even if it's just a like, but to interact in some way with people.
Yeah. That's a big deal. Let's see. No, this one will most likely not be a poster.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be doing any more posters anytime soon.
Yeah. Have you ever messed up your drawing before?
Oh, all the time.
Adrian,
if you've seen any of my videos or my shorts, you'll see me ripping up my art
Yeah.
all the time.
On a pretty
I've
much
done
a
it live.
weekly basis. Yeah. Jolie, hey y'all, I'm on a family trip. This should be fun, especially since I have to sit by my 7-year-old brother. Send help if you don't find my body. Oh, Jolie, I remember having a little brother and having to deal with him. You'll miss that one day. My brother is 50 and I don't get to see him at all. He lives very far away from me, and ironically, somehow I miss the little butthead.
Yeah, not that we would want to go on a vacation with him.
No.
Our siblings,
No. But I do miss him.
Yeah.
I'd like to give him a hug at least. Go easy on him. He's only 7 and he's a boy. I mean, hand him a Hot Wheel, keep one in your pocket. You never know. Let's see. Isha draws. My best guess is Scott's going to say trace, but let's ask him. Do you have any advice for drawing likenesses? I want to get the sense of the person without going into realism. Your style seems like the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I mean, like Donna says, I mean, I will trace if I want it to get it really close. If you just want to get a sense of it, then I would try doing a couple of sketches. And when you find one that you feel really kind of clicks, trace the sketch onto your,
Oh, that's a good idea.
piece that you want to paint if you're going to add color to it. So that way you kind of have like a level of separation between them.
That's a great idea. I think I've seen you do that before.
Yeah, it's if you're trying to do it a little bit more stylized. Yeah, practice. Get your stylization down and then trace it.
Watch your hand there. I don't want you to get the ink or something in there. Are there any specific pieces of media that inspire you to create, like films, books, etc.?
Yeah, I think the thing that inspires me the most is photographers and cosplayers. I really like seeing people create these magical kind of costumes and stuff. And
Do you have any videos on how to do shading and highlights with proper watercolor? I feel like I'm struggling with it.
yeah, there's a video on everything I know about watercolors. I would look at that.
I wish our whole house was a hobbit hole. It is not. Just Scott's office is a hobbit hole. Let's see. Why did this picture take 2 videos to do?
It's 30 inches tall, and
Yeah, it's really long.
I'm just kind of doodling. I'm not really
having fun with it.
Yeah, I'm not really doing this for anything other than something to do during a live, and I'm not really rushing it. And I'm not spending when I did the guild or I did the gothic vampire or I did the dragon and centaur. I did those when I wasn't live too. I was constantly working on it, and I'm not doing that here.
How come you're not posting as many long videos anymore?
No one watched them. Yeah, I tried to move over to long videos, but of my 2 million followers, only about 20,000 of you were seeing it. So that's like 1%.
Yeah. And those take an incredible amount of time to put together and edit. Scott was spending hours and hours editing those. And so if any of you know anything about Adobe Premiere, you know that it's a beast of a program and it takes a lot to edit long videos. So, Little Shop by the Sea is drawing on really old paper that my grandma used to use for art, and it's really cool.
Oh, that's great.
Let's see. We are having a good day. We are getting it done. Not brain bread. A book that suggests anything that isn't done for survival or reproduction is art. What do you think of this?
I think that's a very broad
Yeah, that's kind of
thing. I mean, it's accounting isn't really art. Sitting and watching TV isn't art. Riding a bicycle isn't art. I mean, it can become an art, but I think art is storytelling, maybe at its truest form.
Ramon sent you a very generous tip.
Oh, thank you, Ramon.
Let's see. Someone asked about getting started with a travel journal, and I apologize. They're going to the beach. They were going to start a journal, wanted some tips on how to do that, and the comment just completely disappeared in the chat somewhere. So, yeah. So go ahead, and I apologize about that one. But why don't you give them some tips on that?
I would say I've gone through so many different types of journals and so many different kinds of mediums. Find something and try something. Try pencil and paper. If you don't like it, try ink.
Or a
If you
small
don't,
notebook.
just work really small.
Yeah.
Sit and just draw. Find the medium. But it took me a while to get to watercolors and to find the right watercolor set. But there are people who just do ink. People who do
No,
oil painting.
Ball of lint. That's them. I found it.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Pack everything. And here's my suggestion. Before we went, a couple years ago, we did that sketch trip to Venice. Scott took all of his supplies that he was going to take, and we did a couple of trips to a local botanical garden so he could try and see how
Practice locally.
Yeah, how he liked the stuff that we were going to bring. And that's honestly, I did the same thing with my journaling supplies. So it doesn't just have to be that you're going to paint. If you want to write or whatever, just pack everything into a small bag and go somewhere. You could go to the park. It doesn't matter. And lay everything out and see if you like what you're bringing and see if you can sit on a bench and do what you want to do with your supplies. You got to try it and see if you like it. You know, but when we did that, that was really great. We actually got to try things and see how we liked them. And it was pretty cool, actually. So that was good. Thinking of getting the Ohuhu 320 marker set. Would you recommend it? Definitely want to expand my mediums, and I would love to know your opinion on them.
I think they're great. I think also that 300 is more than you'll ever use or need. There's an 80 set of Art Beak brush markers for like a fifth of the price that I think you'll get just as much use out of, and you can kind of figure out if you really like it. Also, just remember that markers are very temporary. So
Yeah, they fade.
Before you go and invest a lot of money into markers, they're very temporary. So I did I think either a video or a short on that. So maybe look at that as well.
What's your favorite thing to draw?
Hair.
Let's see. Steph Nerd is right. Don't bring as many pens as you think you're going to absolutely need. I brought about 45 pens to Venice. I used one. I'm not kidding. One. Why do you prefer more watercolors than gouache?
More watercolors than gouache? Or why do I prefer watercolors over gouache?
They said, why do you prefer more watercolors than gouache? There might be a translation thing there.
Yeah, I think I can do more with watercolor and ink because I've developed a style that works for me. It really, what I like now is I'm at a point in my career as an artist to where I have different mediums for different feelings or moods. And so if I'm just kind of in the mood to do something a little more painterly like this, I can break out the
Watch your
the
hand.
gouache. Yeah.
You're going to smudge everything. Yo, dude, love your drawings. Never give up. That's regular player.
Thank you. So I am just you know, I am just using one color blue and then a dark purple and a white, and that's all I'm using for the hair. So I'm trying to get different values out of it.
We don't do horror at all.
Yeah,
So
Kim and I did a live where we both drew horror. He drew Nosferatu and I drew Kiefer Sutherland from the Lost Boys.
Yeah.
So that's about the extent of horror for me.
We're probably never going to do another video of like showing Scott drawing me so you can see it in the video that he posted because, yeah, it's been 35 years. That's a lot of drawing. Yeah, Bethany, he won't ever do it on the live. That is correct. Yeah, that will not be happening. Is it possible for Scott to do a video on how he does line weight and working with pen and ink, please? Thank you.
I did do a short on that.
They want a long form video.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be doing any more long form videos anytime soon.
Yeah.
But all right, I still haven't done the ears, and I still need a little bit more work on this. But I kind of feel like I want to add a little bit of a background, so I'm going to.
Do you want to fix that spot that's on the hair?
Yeah, I think that's why I kind of want
to. Colleen says, I have discovered I don't like medium-sized nibs. I prefer the fine nib of my cheapo Pilot refillable. Maybe when I write more, I would feel comfortable with fatter letters. You know what? You're going to feel comfortable with what you feel comfortable with. And it's really funny. I don't think if you write more, you're going to feel more comfortable with fatter letters. And I'll tell you why. Because Bethany, I gave her that extra fine nib or the extra fine pen that I had tried. And it was really funny because yesterday she had a pen that was just sitting on the counter and she goes, you know what? I'm going to go get that extra fine fountain pen because I really like writing with that better. And she walked all the way across the place to get the pen. You just like what you like. It's not going to, you don't have to like the fat nib. You don't have to like that. Go with what you like to write with. If you like the fine nib and it's a cheapy pen, knock yourself out because that's what's going to make you want to write. Let's see. And don't ever buy anything because somebody else likes it. Like I like the fat nibs, but don't ever buy a pen with a fat nib because you're like, oh, Donna says it's great. I like it. That doesn't mean you or everybody else is going to like it. Yes, we used to dress up for Halloween when our boys were little. We haven't in quite a few years. I worked at the zoo for a very long time. And
volunteered at the zoo. Yeah,
volunteered at the zoo for a very long time. And did the Boo at the Zoo event, which was so fun. I have a red panda costume and a Winnie the Pooh costume that I would wear. I also have a Princess Leia costume, but my favorite, obviously, clearly is the red panda. So, because it has a tail. Then it doesn't get any cuter than a red panda tail. So, can you show us one of your favorite sketchbooks?
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah, give him a few minutes to work on this, and then we'll get a sketchbook out before we leave today. Let's see. Yeah, everybody loves the clock. You guys are super funny. What do you do if you're forced into an art competition?
Don't take it seriously. Don't care whether you win or lose. Just
have fun.
Make a piece of art that makes you happy and enter it. And if you know, I mean, you're forced into it. It wasn't your idea. Don't put pressure on yourself to win or whatever. Just make art that makes you happy. Or you could make art that pushes you, and whether you like, you know what, I'm going to do a study of a Van Gogh, or I'm going to paint this in this person's style. I'm going to do something different. Use it as an excuse to try something different. Once you take that pressure off of yourself and you just start making art just because, I think you'll be a little happier.
Hey, Bryson's here. Hi, kiddo.
Hey, Bryson.
Bryson says, I tried using iMovie and that was pretty much enough for me. LOL. I don't want to begin to imagine Adobe Premiere. Adobe Premiere is a beast. I learned how to use it this year, and I only know, Scott showed me only a fraction of how to use it. And it's really kind of cool, though, because I think for somebody like us who were hoping to do more films, I can now tell you what I like about editing and what I don't like about editing. Don't get me wrong, I'm not like, super great or anything, but you can see it. When you start to do something, you can see it. But it is huge. I mean, it's a huge program. Frago, Scott wrote, directed, and produced Animal Crackers. And I did the back end of the production stuff, so I was not on the creative side.
And you were the voice of Petunia.
Oh, I was. I was the voice of Petunia the Fat Lady. Yeah. It's our film. It's based on a book that Scott wrote, and so that was our baby. And did we have a favorite moment or memories from the movie?
I think it was the screening at Warner Brothers, wouldn't you say?
Hands down. Yeah, that was my favorite. We screened Animal Crackers prior to its release in the same screening room on the Warner Brothers lot that they screened Blazing Saddles.
Mel Brooks screened Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, Mel Brooks. Yeah, and that was a highlight for us. That was huge, and we had, I don't know what we had, 100 people there.
Yeah,
we had a huge amount of people there. It was fantastic. It was just fantastic.
All right, let me go get Sketchbook.
That was a highlight for me for sure. There are videos on how to draw hair. You can check those out. Is Prismacolor a good brand?
It is a very good brand, yeah. They do break a lot, and it's very expensive. I would look at the short I posted recently on why I don't use colored pencils anymore.
How do you choose the right paper for the right medium?
Practice. I mean, you can ask. Watercolor paper for watercolor. I like hot press watercolor paper for gouache. I like Bristol paper for
markers,
colored pencils, and I like marker paper for markers. But it's different for everybody. Can you guys see this? Okay.
We can. Wait, you want me to pan out a little bit so
maybe.
we can see the whole thing? Okay, hold on 1 second, guys. Oh, there we go. Now we can see the whole thing.
This is the hair journal. So this was an Extra Labs perfect sketchbook. I originally did this page over here.
Yeah.
And decided I wanted to extend it, and so I cut it out and put it over here, and then painted the rest. But yeah, I just started. I liked the concept of going across the page, and
you really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
And then it was somewhere around here to where I decided, okay, I want to start.
Well, hold on, we can't see the whole thing. Let me pan out even farther because we can't see. Pull it down a little bit. We can't see the top. Yeah. Go ahead. You're good.
So we started, people started saying, can you do an indigenous person? This was a Latin person. This was
the orange ink.
Yeah. This one, for some reason, I was just referring to them as they, them the whole time. And during the live, someone suggested the trans tattoo. And so that became the trans piece.
Yeah.
Someone asked for a hijab.
Yeah, that's my favorite one. I like that one.
And we did a drag queen. An Indian person. Hair journal, but someone wanted someone bald or losing their hair. So
I love the flowers on that one.
Yeah.
They came out so pretty.
This was more for me. I wanted to do an elf.
Like that
And
one.
this was vitiligo.
I love your textures on hair.
This was a Aboriginal person. And I added Aboriginal art in the background. And Medusa.
God, I'm so used to seeing her as a poster now.
I know. The lesbians.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what this piece is. I just wanted to see what it would look like in gouache.
Yeah. And all of those are watercolor, correct?
Yeah, this is all watercolor and ink.
Just so people know.
This was the gay one. And the notes are actually from Freedom 90 from George Michael.
Yeah.
This was our non-binary person with a cochlear plant.
I still say that looks like V.
Yeah, I use their hair.
Yeah, they have amazing hair.
This was the bisexual Viking or Viking. And this was the last page, which had everybody in it, which I don't remember everybody's affiliation or whatever.
Yeah.
But and that's it. That was my favorite sketchbook so far.
To date.
To date.
Let's see. Okay. Chuck sent you a tip. Going through this book is so inspirational.
Oh, thanks, Chuck.
The Viking is my favorite, says Lula. All of them are pretty.
Thanks. It was really fun.
He hasn't tried the Tombow, the Fudenosuke pen. He has not tried that.
All right. I'm going to be honest. I'm feeling like I need to take a break and step away from this. So
Okay.
I think I will call this a live. And
Okay.
yeah, I'm at the point now where I'm going, okay, there's a whole bunch of stuff I want to do. And but this is kind of fun. The only thing, let me do this real quick before I swap out the water, because I'm going to use the really dark black.
For the eyes?
Yeah.
What made you first start drawing and painting?
Drawing was, I was copying Spider-Man, and I loved Spider-Man. So the painting was art school, and, like I took a couple courses in watercolor and whatnot, but didn't really get anything out of it because I really loved colored pencils, and I was really stubborn.
You were indeed.
Yeah. So I didn't really take up painting until I was just so tired of my colored pencil work. I stopped making art for 10 years. And then I came back and taught myself watercolors.
Yeah. And that's okay too. Taking a break is always good.
All right. Look at that. Look at how it's just...
Oh, it popped.
It pops.
Yeah. Like big time popped.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. Stefner goes, I prefer my medium nib. I write small. Donna writes large. Both are okay. Donna has prettier handwriting. You're funny. I think your handwriting is lovely. But I think all of this to say, like, and with everybody else too, like, whatever makes you draw or write or, whatever it is, sketch, whatever. There's a medium for everybody out there. There's not a right and there's not a wrong. There's just, hey, I want to try this, or I really like this. That's why you go to the art store and there's so many different mediums, And I think it's fun to be able to have different things to try.
Yeah.
I would never have known. I mean, I kind of had an inkling that I wasn't going to like the extra fine pen, but you got to try it.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun that way.
It is.
So, Gail's here. Gail was a little bit late.
Hey, Gail.
She says, oh my gosh, had to do my extra grocery trip early in order to avoid the heat.
Oh, yeah.
I was already there too, my friend. I get you. Yeah, get out and get it done early. There's a great way to do. That's why people are walking their dogs so early in the morning.
Yeah.
So their puppies can have a break before the heat too, which is really good. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah. We never considered anybody but Robin Williams, honestly, for Chesterfield. He was the one who we really had in there. And then when he passed away, we sort of pivoted to Danny DeVito, and he did an amazing job. So that's originally who we had hoped we would be able to work with.
Yeah, that would we wrote it for
Scott wrote it for him. Yeah.
for him. We worked with
Yeah.
his script writer, and so all of his dialogue was at that
Yep.
cadence that Robin likes to work at. And then when he passed away, Danny DeVito came in and he just did it
Oh, he killed
perfectly.
it.
Yeah.
He killed it. It was amazing. Wasn't his first rodeo.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, we're going to end here and give Scott a break to go have some breakfast. And thanks for being here with us, you guys.
Thank you all.
And
We'll see you on Friday.
where hopefully we will finish this. But, you know.
Ish, yeah.
Yeah, ish. It might be Monday of next week. We don't really know. We don't know. But thanks for being here, everybody. And thanks. I'm so glad you guys are getting your posters. We'll be shipping more the rest of the week. And hopefully we will get it out as soon as possible. All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.